I'm not sure how many of you got through the full 12 minutes of the last video. Way too long. Should have probably made it 3 videos. My apologies. Anyhow, I don't know how many of you got all the way through it because I haven't seen anybody post on the Facebook page about what challenge they're using to monitor their mind. One I did over the weekend was I tried to be silent for the better part of 2.5 days, I would say. And I slipped, of course. I talked to the dog a couple times. I had to reply to neighbors, otherwise I seem really rude. Like, it wasn't like I could just nod. When I could nod, I just nodded, but some of them actually wanted to converse because of the dog. But there were times where I was getting frustrated and kind of bored, and I was like, well, I don't have to do this. I can call it early. That's my brain lying to me, right? That's my brain trying to talk me out of a commitment I made. So hopefully you're doing something like that, so that you can monitor your mind and see how your mind tries to convince you to do things that go against something you had already decided to do. And maybe you're already aware of that. But the point of it is that a lot of times these are lies our brain is telling us. So moving on to today's, and actually I'm a little leery of moving on so quick. I kind of want you to stick with that exercise if you can, and keep trying to monitor your thoughts and create doubt and loosen your associations to them. But this video is about loosening your association to your feelings. And it's the same thing with thoughts, so I'm not going to repeat all of that. Feelings are just feelings. They're not truths. They're not reality. Often they're being affected by biased thinking. So one of the things that has helped me at least evaluate my feelings is in a podcast I listened to years and years ago. I'll try to find it and post it in the Facebook page and mention it. But it basically says we learn to label emotions, that basically our bodies are wired on 2 axes, right? One axis is pleasant and unpleasant, and the other axis is calm or aroused. So if I'm excited to go on a roller coaster, that's aroused, right? Like my sympathetic nervous system is aroused. It's my heart is beating faster, and I deem it pleasant. But if I'm about to give a lecture in front of 100 other professionals, then maybe I'm aroused, meaning anxious, right? Like my heart is beating faster, but maybe I view that as unpleasant. But basically that's the continuum. And a lot of times when I can step back from whatever I'm experiencing and just try to look at it, is it calm or aroused? Is it pleasant or is it unpleasant? Why? And I can kind of create some distance from those feelings. And that's kind of the goal. Another goal related to that is if I know that I'm labeling this as unpleasant or pleasant, but mostly unpleasant, I can try to reframe that. A big aspect of working with anxiety right now is viewing it as less aversive, as more like my body preparing to do the best I can in this situation. And also, if I notice that my sympathetic nervous system is aroused, then I can take action to calm it down, right? I can take some deep breaths, I can step back, I can focus on my breath some. I can go back to the video with Lucia and focus on some of those breathing techniques. That's it. Try to do that as well, and I'll be back in a few days with another topic.